15-Minute Mondays, your kickstart to week high-energy 15-minute episode on the Success Blueprint. I'm your host, Daniel Greg Johnson. Let's get right into it.
Hello everybody, welcome back on the Success Blueprint. It is 15-Minute Monday time. I hope that you had a fantastic weekend. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming back and getting your next dose of the 15-Minute Monday. I'm just as excited as you are, and I'm so grateful for you guys to continuously come back to my show. And let's get right into it and not waste time. When was the last time you wrote this sentence? I do this because ... and then completed it with a sentence. And when you read it back, you felt something ignite in your chest. A spark, a fire, that wild sensation that says, this is who I am. This is why I'm alive. So welcome to the 15-Minute Monday, the podcast where breakthrough meets meaning. Today's episode is a full body invitation to stop going through the motions and start living with fire, clarity, and direction. If you've been drifting, distracted, or disconnected from why you do what you do, then this episode is your reset. And by the end of it, you will not only know your why, you'll feel it in your bones. So let's get intentional. What's the problem here? Well, the truth is most people are performing their lives and not living them. They wake up, check boxes, chase outcomes, please others, and never stop to ask, why am I doing this? And that resonates with all of us. We do what we've always done, what's expected, what feels productive. But inside, we're numb. Many people out there are numb inside. Not because life is empty, but because it's unexamined. The tragedy isn't burnout, it's disconnection. When you no longer remember why you started, when your actions feel like obligations instead of declarations, when your goals don't move you anymore, that's when the fire goes out. And what is the cost and consequence of that? Well, let's not sugarcoat this. Living without intention kills your soul slowly. There's one thing I advocate with my clients, and that is intentional living, intentional working, everything you do with intention. And when you ask people about it, they most of the time don't even really know how to explain or describe what that means. It's why people succeed outwardly and feel empty inside. It's why entrepreneurs burn out, creatives lose their edge, and leaders feel like frauds. Because without a clear, soul-aligned why, all efforts becomes effortful. And here is what it's going to cost you. Passion turns to pressure. Energy becomes exhaustion. Relationships become routines. And meaning becomes a memory. And the worst part of it, you don't even notice at first. It creeps in silently until one day you look up and ask, whose life am I living? And why doesn't it feel like mine? This I get so much in coaching, and the benefit that those people have that have reached out and start to make the change is that they are aware. Most of us live on autopilot. They never know what's really going on inside because they don't take the time to explore it. But I want to share a 5-step framework with clear action steps with you. Let's fix that. What I'm going to give you right now is your opportunity to reignite your life with fierce intention and return to the fire of I love this because. Step number 1, write the sentence, unfiltered and alone. Start with the sentence, I do this because ... And write this down for the key areas of your life. Your work, your relationships, your health, your goals, your friendships. You can go on and on and on. Create major categories. And then the action that you take, sit in silence. No music, no phone, just you and the question. Why am I doing this? Write the real answer, not the polished one, the raw one. Not to provide or to grow the business, dig deeper. Because when I create, I feel divine. Because when I coach, I heal too. Because when I speak, I finally feel seen. You know it's real when your chest gets tight or your eyes tear up. That's the fire. And if you don't get it, then you are doing something wrong. Then you have lost that spark and it's time that you reignite it. Step number 2, read it back. Loud, with presence. Read the sentences really, really loud. And I want you to notice, do you feel alive when you say it? Do you feel resistance or relief? Is your body saying yes, or this isn't true anymore? And here's the action part of it. If it stirs nothing, you found a surface level why. I want you to rewrite it until your voice shakes or your breath catches. That's how you know. This isn't fluff, it's your soul. Number 3, audit the alignment. Once you have your I do this because for each area, check for alignment. I want you to ask, are my current habits, projects, and relationships reflecting this why? Where am I out of sync with the fire I just rediscovered? And then you take the following action. Highlight the top 3 places where your actions contradict your intention. Let me give you examples. You say you want freedom, but you overbooked. You say you value love, but you're emotionally unavailable. You say you're a creator, but you're stuck in operations. Awareness is step 1, courage is step 2. Number 4, design your fire rituals. Your fire needs fuel, it needs to be fed. Fire rituals are intentional micro practices that reconnect you to your why daily. I give you some examples. Speaking your I do this because every morning. Taking 5 minutes before any task to reconnect to the reason behind it. Creating a mantra that keeps your why front and center. Listening to one song that reignites your vision every day before work. And what action can you take? Create one fire ritual today, not later. Do it today. When the fire is remembered daily, it becomes who you are, not just what you do. And I'm talking to you. I know this resonates with you. I can see how this motivates you. And yet, you will step away from it, let the emotion, let the motivation dwindle away and do nothing about it. That's why we humans operate like this. That's why we get back into autopilot. That's why we never really make change. But I challenge you as you're listening right now. I know that this is burning in your soul. Do it. Take one action today. Don't be someone that just takes the motivation and then snaps back into autopilot. I dare you. I double dare you. That's what Samuel L. Jackson in Pulp Fiction would have said to you. Step number 5, share it with someone you trust. Your I do this because was never meant to stay hidden. Sharing it does 2 things. It gives you emotional accountability and it gives others permission to seek their own. What action can you take? Choose one person, text them, voice note them, or sit with them. Say, I just did something powerful. I asked myself, why do I do what I do? And this is what I realized. Truth multiplies when shared. Let your fire light others too. And what's the deeper meaning here? Why is this so important for me? Why am I so passionate about this? This isn't productivity. This is purpose. This isn't about hustle. It's about alignment. Because when you're deeply connected to your why, you don't need motivation hacks. You don't need to force consistency. You don't need external validation. You simply show up on fire, unshaken, alive. That's what intentional living is. Not just clarity, not just confidence, but conviction. And in a world of noise, your why becomes your compass. It's your North Star. Believe me that. Think of Simon Sinek's viral concept of start with why. That wasn't just a TED Talk. It was a movement. Because when people reconnect to purpose, everything changes. Or take Serena Williams. She didn't win because of talent alone. She won because every match was driven by legacy, family, and self-belief. That's what fueled the comeback after injury, after loss, after doubt. And in coaching, I've watched clients go from burnout to brilliance, not by changing their to-do lists, but by rediscovering their because. And as per usual, let me give you some advanced strategies. Let's go a bit deeper. From a neuroscience perspective, when you connect to intrinsic motivation, your brain's dopaminergic reward system activates, meaning your why biologically fuels performance, creativity, and resilience. I give you a tool. Pair your I do this because statement with visual anchoring. Create a wallpaper, vision board, or mantra card you see daily. Every time your eye catches it, your brain reinforces the connection between identity and action. And a bonus, use the 5 whys technique from lean thinking. Ask why 5 times in a row to dig past superficial answers and hit emotional gold. If you want to know more about that, you can reach out to me, drop me a message. I will give you the insight about it. And now, let me give you your weekly challenge for immediate implementation. Write your I do this because statement for one area of your life. Work, family, art, purpose you can choose. Then read it aloud every day. Out loud, with fire and with presence, and watch what shifts. Then you can share it, tag me, tell the world what sets your soul on fire, and you can say thank you to me later. And if this episode reignited something in you, like it did in me again, don't let it fade. Share this with one friend who's been living on autopilot. You can take the podcast link to this episode, post it into WhatsApp, share it on Messenger, on TikTok, wherever you communicate with your people, and then also subscribe, review, and follow the 15-Minute Mondays for more episodes that don't just inspire you but realign you. And it also helps me to climb to the algorithms and grow the tribe. This is why I'm here. This is why I'm putting my soul into it. So if it takes you 2 minutes to do that for me, I ask you, please do so. And if you're ready to make this your new way of living, join the 30 Days of Unshakable Self-Worth Pathway. It's not just about confidence, it's about conviction, intention, and identity. You can find my 30-day pathways on mindworks.biz. And then, as always, I want to say a huge thank you and a huge shout out to our sponsor, Doc Marty Mushrooms, fueling peak clarity and inner focus with adaptogens that support high performance on a mission. Get yours at docmarty.com, and if you use DAN20, DAN20, then you get an exclusive to the Success Blueprint 20% discount on your first purchase. I can tell you, you won't regret it. It makes a difference. And Martin is as passionate about mushrooms as I am about people. And I want to give you one thing in closing. Life without a why is nothing else but noise. But life lived from fire, that's unforgettable. Write your because, say it out loud, and let the world feel your flame. When people look at my accounts, when they ask me, when they meet me in person, how do you do it? How are you always so motivated, so strong, so resilient? Well, I practice what I preach. I do these things all the time, because otherwise there would be no point in coaching my clients to do the same. So if you want to change your life around, do what I've told you in this episode. And if you want to know more or about other topics, if you want to find your why and you don't know how, reach out to me on social media, on my webpage, on Instagram. I'm happy to have a powerful discovery conversation with you. And with that, I leave you. I hope that you have a fantastic week. This was Daniel, your host on the 15-Minute Monday. With my promise, I'll be back. Take care, tribe.